Hello everyone, and welcome back to another one of my videos. This video is gonna be kind of like weird because it's not planned or anything. I'm just gonna sit here and talk about it and rant a little bit. Okay, so the topic for today's video is, what is Capcom doing with Monster Hunter? I'm gonna talk about Rise. So, there's been a ton of there was a ton of updates in the past couple months for Rise, but now it seemed to slow down and they're just focusing on collabs. They literally have a game that is sold 7 million copies on one platform alone and has the potential to outsell World, which is the highest selling Monster Hunter game. I think it definitely does have the potential to sell it out, especially since there's still G rank or Master rank coming and hasn't released on PC yet. So after their 3 major updates, they've decided to just do Capcom collabs from now on, which kind of sucks, to be honest, because there's no substantial content coming to the game until much later down the line. I mean, they are doing good with event quests and stuff like that, but nothing as substantial as a new monster. So the question is, like, what is going on? Because obviously the first couple updates were finishing the game off, what they didn't finish when the game released, and now they're just doing collabs. Like, June collab was the Monster Hunter Stories 2, and then there's this new Okami, I think, collab, which they're both really cool, but they're just not as substantial as a new monster. I mean, they have a player base right now of 7 million who they could keep going, and they would and keep prolonging the lifespan of Monster Hunter Rise. But right now, there's honestly not that much reason to play it unless you haven't finished a bunch of stuff. And in comparison, World release pretty much finished, and then they still updated the game afterwards. I think the first free update was Devil Joe, I'm pretty sure. So, kind of in conclusion to that, World had more updates even after the game was finished, and Rise just seems to not have anything substantial at all. I mean, they just have Capcom collab, Capcom collab, Capcom collab, Capcom collab. Honestly, I like Rise more than World. I think Rise is a better game, but you can't deny that it is receiving a lot less content than World for no reason, seemingly. Maybe they're working on Stories 2, like updating that from that game. But obviously Stories 2 is out, and they are doing updates for it a lot better than Rise, to be honest. Which is kind of baffling to me, because I would think Monster Hunter Stories 2, which is a spin-off of the main series, would be getting a lot less updates than Rise. But at the moment, it seems the opposite. For some reason. Like, let's look at Rise's roadmap compared to Stories 2. So for Rise, in July, there will be downloadable content tomorrow, I guess, from when I'm recording this. And then the Okami collab the day after that. In August, there is one more Capcom collab, and then in fall, there are 2 more Capcom collabs. Now let's look at Monster Hunter Stories 2 roadmap. In July, the game released, and 6 days later, they released a new monster, which is the Palamute. Then August 5th, they're releasing Kolth Taroth, which is another new monster, and 2 variants, or deviants in this case, Hellblade Glavenus and Bolt Reaver Astalos. So in July and August, they've had 4 new monsters come to Stories 2. In Rise, they have a Palamute skin. And then in September, they will have 3 deviants, early September, 2 deviants into subspecies with Soul Serum Mizusune, Elder Frost Gammoth, and Orochi Kirin. And then in the same month, they have Dread King Rathlos, Molten Tigrex, and a new high-rank Kolth Taroth quest. And then in October, they have another new monster which hasn't been released, and then Silver Rathalos and Gold Rathian. If you compare that to Rise, like I said before, it's 4 Capcom collabs versus 12 new monsters in basically the same amount of time. I don't really know what to say, to be honest, because World didn't have as much updates as Stories 2 is, which kind of makes sense, but at least it had some that were interesting somewhat, with new monsters and everything like that. Well, Rise is just getting collabs. I don't think I need to say anything more on the subject. It's just really disappointing, just because I really like the game. and it introduced so many new people to the series. So I think they really should be capitalizing on it and packing as much stuff as they can into the game to make it fun for everyone. They did a really good job with the Valstrax update and the All Mother Narwa update. Like, their last update was really good. There are still a few tweaks that they can do, like obviously Apex Armor, everyone's been talking about that. But they could also add a couple of new monsters in. Valstrax was really cool and it was difficult, same with the All Mother Narwa. But after you've done that, there's not much to do in Rise right now. Which I said before, which is really disappointing because of its mechanics and accessibility to the Monster Hunter series. So yeah, I don't know. I hope Capcom does a lot more with it once the G rank comes out, because it's kind of obvious that they don't really care about it right now, and they're just focusing on Stories 2, which kind of makes no sense because it's selling a lot less. It's still selling a lot, but if you look at the numbers, Rise is more successful, and they just want to focus on Stories 2 for some reason. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I'm sure it's kind of a lot different from my other videos, which are more scripted and everything. So please bear with me for any mistakes that I made. For Rise, are you still playing Rise? Because I am not. I really like the game. I tried playing it. I have stuff to do in the game, but I'm just playing Stories 2 more right now. If you are disappointed by the roadmap, please tell me. If you're not, or if you're excited for it, or if you really don't care, please just leave a comment and let me know. Alright, thank you, and see you later.